TIFU by punishing the sandwich thief with super spicy Carolina Reaper sauce. In a shared hangar with several workshops, my friends and I rented a small space for our knife-making enterprise. For a year, our shared kitchen and fridge functioned harmoniously, with everyone respecting one another's food. However, an anonymous individual began stealing my sandwiches, consuming half of each one, leaving bite marks, as if to taunt me. Initially, I assumed it was a one-off incident, but when it occurred again, I was determined to act. I prepared sandwiches with an extremely spicy Carolina Reaper sauce, a teaspoon in each, leaving a note warning about the consequences of stealing someone else's food, and went out for lunch. Upon my return, chaos reigned. The atmosphere was one of panic, and a woman's scream cut through the commotion, accompanied by a child's cry. The culprit turned out to be our cleaner's 9-year-old son, who she had been bringing to work during his school's disinfection week. He had made a habit of pilfering from the fridge, bypassing the healthy lunches his mother had prepared, in favor of my sandwiches. The child was in distress, suffering from the intense spiciness of the sauce. In my defense, I explained that the sandwiches were mine and I'd spiked them with hot sauce. The cleaner, initially relieved by my explanation, suddenly became furious, accusing me of trying to harm her child. This resulted in an escalated situation, with the cleaner reporting the incident to our landlord and threatening police intervention. The incident strained relations within the other workshops, siding with the cleaner due to her status as a mother. Consequently, our landlord has given us a month to relocate, adding to our financial struggles. My friends, too, are upset with me. I maintain my innocence, arguing that I had no idea a child was the food thief, and I would never intentionally harm a child. Nevertheless, it seems I am held responsible, accused of creating a huge problem from a seemingly trivial situation. The child is okay. No harm to the health was inflicted. It still was just an edible sauce. Just very, very spicy. TLDR. Accidentally fed a little boy in an insanely spicy sandwich. The reaction of everyone involved is bizarre. She left her child unsupervised and he stole. Why are they punishing you? You should have played the guy who likes spicy sandwiches, and everything would have been fine. No? Should have never admitted to it. You shouldn't have left a note or apologized. If you hadn't had done that, it would have 100% been the kid's fault for stealing your delicious spicy sandwich. It's just a condiment, not poison. Well, you have the right to put any sauce you see fit on a sandwich that should have remained only yours to ingest if she wants to let her beastly child behave that way. Suffering is going to be one possible outcome. Don't like Reapers on your sandwich? Don't make one with them. Make your own sandwiches. Problem solving at its finest. Everyone lived in harmony, then the Fire Nation attacked. Your mistake was saying you spiked the sandwich. Should have said, "Oh, I'm on a spicy kick and he must have stolen my food." You went from victim to a sort of perpetrator once a child was involved. I'm 100% on your side here, but things could have ended differently if it wasn't clear you intended to cause someone physical pain. If you're going to basically set a trap, you really need some deniability that it was indeed a trap. This may even verge on the illegal, since you intentionally set out to cause someone pain or distress. At least in the US there are laws against man traps. Example: a guy kept having his store robbed. Older urban East Coast setup where there's a basement accessed from the outdoors, where deliveries come in. He'd put a chain link fence inside the basement doors. People would just cut it. So he decided to electrify it. came to the store one morning to find a dead burglar hanging from the fence. He was charged with manslaughter and setting a man trap. That's the actual language I recall. Your landlord cannot unilaterally end your lease because of this. You didn't feed them hot sauce. They stole food that contained hot sauce. My kid would have been asked, "Well, what did you learn?" And you would get a 3x gift card to a local eatery out of his allowance. You made your lunch spicy and someone stole your lunch. How is that your fault? The kid was stealing stuff that was not his. You would have eaten the spicy sandwich without issue. A thief should not get to punish you for stealing your food. Actually, better yet, let her call the police. Actually have them come in and do a safety inspection of her and her child. She is letting her child run around a warehouse unattended? And you are a knife-making business, so I know there is some heavy machinery around. That lady is breaking several OSHA laws. I bet the police would be really interested to hear how an unattended child is running around a manufacturing warehouse shop. You definitely should have read the room, lol. You had no need to say that you planned for it to be eaten by someone else. Why did you explain it? Why did you just say you love spicy food? It was hot sauce, not rat poison. This doesn't even meet the legal definition of a booby trap. Kid learned a lesson. Mom learned a lesson. It does suck that the thief was a kid. For lots of reasons. The note and confession made things awkward. I feel like if you'd feigned ignorance you would have been fine. No one else tasted the sandwich, so you could have even played it down. Sucks about getting kicked out though. 9-year-olds can read and the reaction of everyone involved is just off. That many people cannot come to the same strange and awkward conclusion about this situation. There would never be a consensus about that odd reaction. Sue the landlord because this is not a legitimate reason for ending a lease. Just bringing the lawsuit alone will have them changing their mind. Sounds like you admitted to spicing it up not for yourself, but for catching a thief. Never, ever admit to something like this. There's Taco Tuesdays. You have Valhalla Thursdays. When you make the most devilish sandwiches known to man. Indian, Mexican, Korean, whatever. It's supposed to kick you out. That's your way of surviving till Friday. If someone steals your food, it's not your fault. Actions have consequences. All this situation did was teach the kid he could steal with little consequence. Bad parenting at its finest. Why did you admit to booby trapping the sandwich instead of just saying, "Yeah, I like spicy food"? You should have never said you spiked the sandwich with hot sauce. This makes you culpable. And people are mad at you for good reason since you knowingly went out of your way to harm someone. Regardless of the reason, you can't do that. However, if you were just a spicy boy, then no one could be mad. You made the situation worse for yourself by discussing that you set someone up. Amateur hour.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.